Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the internet where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. My name is Laura Neidigh, and these two people are my backup singers.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm their backup.
Woo, woo,
where your cesspool is my jacuzzi.
woo, woo.
Ooh, ooh.
I'm
Ladies
quitting
and
the band.
gentlemen, it's
I'm
Thursday
quitting.
night.
Yeah.
Feels like a Friday.
Can you start out by telling us how the rooster is doing?
Chester the rooster is growing some new feathers, and I don't know. He just likes to chill. He seems pretty chill. I think
Cool.
he's realized that his life is a lot better in my garage than in the wild. I think he's finally realized.
I mean, if he doesn't appreciate it, I'll take the space. That's fine.
It sounds like something a serial killer would say.
We
She
can
doesn't-
set up a
She didn't
slightly.
realize. I think she's realizing her life is better in my garage.
We can set up a slightly better room for you, Lauren.
Oh, yeah? No, I'll take the cage. It's fine. All right. Guys,
Fresh
in the
pine
chat...
shavings just for you.
Hot. All right, guys, in the chat. If you didn't know, we're going over the original Reddit post tonight for a couple of reasons. Number one, as you guys know, the county attorney's office is investigating the accusations against Laura Owens, and assuming that, you know, if that comes to any sort of fruition and like there are charges, there's going to be a lot more kind of public eyes on this, and some people aren't going to have the whole story. Some people are just going to Google this or somehow stumble across David Gingras' blog, and they're going to get a very interesting twist of the story. But the more attention we can bring to the like original happenings of all this, I feel like is going to be better, because people are going to be like, hey, how did this happen? Or did she really do this? Did he really do this? So, hey, Schnitzel, you're typing in the chat. Okay.
I know.
And then also because she deleted the initial, the original Medium article she wrote in that Reddit post that she posted. So the bulk of her initial claims, like she deleted them. So but we're here and the internet is forever, and you don't get to just do that shit and then have everyone forget about it. So we're gonna go ahead and
You can't do shit and forget about it.
Right. Robin Miller watching Wentworth, love it. Thanks. Good. I'm glad you like it. It's a good show. All right. Let me share my screen here. We have archive links to all that stuff, the deleted stuff, so no worries. Took me a bit to find it. I needed some help. But we have it. Okay.
We all get by with a little help from our friends.
Mm-hmm. And our roosters.
I'm still waiting for some weed, Lauren.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I smoked it all.
Fun fact, I've never smoked weed or eaten or partaken.
Yeah, well.
A THC virgin.
You know it.
Challenge accepted.
I don't know if I like the way this is going. Okay. Let me zoom in a little bit.
I'm just here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this was, you can't see the account that it was posted from now because did she delete her like Reddit accounts and everything too?
Well, I mean, she could have deleted it, or I guess Reddit could have site-wide banned her for something, but
this one was deleted for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if it's like site-wide banned, I think it like says deleted also. So I don't know if there's a sure way to tell, but maybe there is.
Yeah. Okay. So this is her original post on Reddit, or she might have like made comments or something before this. I don't know, but this was the post. It says, as a side note, for those who are questioning whether I want attention/followers, please remember I am anonymous in this case. How'd that work out for you? I deactivated my Instagram earlier this week, accidentally logged into that account again, and Instagram will not let me deactivate my account again for a week. I have tried. I can confirm that's actually true. I don't want money from Clayton. All I have asked is for communication to figure out a parenting plan.
Oh,
My lie
yeah.
detector is going off.
Oh,
the
who gets the
target
kid?
changed over time.
Oh, who has to take care of these screaming twins on New Year's Eve? That's the critical question here, guys.
Clayton is the answer.
It's not going to be Jan.
Because she's going to be out partying. It's New Year's Eve.
I think she did that to punish him. Like, I think we talked about that on another stream.
Oh,
But like the dates she chose for him were ones that, like, you know, young single people would want to like go out and be with friends and have a good time.
the youth. Those wild kids.
Hold on, we'll get to the link in a second, but let's just read the rest of this paragraph. Please remember that Clayton has not denied that he sent any of these messages. He has been warned that if he does not take down his second story, he will be sued. So, like, she's chill with putting all this out there, but if he doesn't take down his Instagram story, I'm going to sue him. He is trying to spread false information about me. The two other cases that I have in family court are restraining orders against a man from 2021 and 2022. I have told him that putting me out to the wolves like that regarding cases where I have a restraining order against a man is not okay. It feels unfair and cruel, and for a man who is a mental health / suicide prevention advocate, it crushes me that he won't take it down. Okay.
Wait, take what down?
His Instagram story where he pointed out that she had done this to other men before.
Okay, so this was posted at... Wait.
This is like September.
Was this posted after the Good News on a Friday Instagram video?
This was before, I believe, right?
This was before
Maybe
that?
it was right after that. I don't remember now. You remember, Schnitzel?
I don't know that one in particular, but this other one that I sent you that's the archive is the like original one.
Mm-hmm. This might be before.
Okay.
Because I think we were waiting for a while for those, what is it, RavGen tests.
Wait, this says 22nd September 2023. Okay.
That's a Medium article, though.
Yeah. But it was this. Wasn't it the same date that she posted this then? Because the link's in it.
I think it's around the same date.
Because if it wasn't in there, then there's not really much to her post. So I'm assuming she must have written it for posting this, if that makes sense.
Right. I get you.
You always do. Hang on. All right. I'm the anonymous woman in the Clayton Echard scandal. She's calling it a scandal. Like, she calls it. That's funny. Here's my story.
Dog is giving this article the side eye.
Yeah.
This dog is not having this article.
All right. I am the anonymous woman who has been labeled Clayton Echard's ex-fling. Yeah, play yourself, lady. But, all right. I'm the anonymous woman who's been labeled Clayton Echard's ex-fling.
Why is it in quotes?
Fuck if I know, dude.
I mean, isn't that accurate? You don't need to put it in quotes.
I don't know if it was even a fling. A fling sounds like way more involved than whatever they did, so.
Yeah.
Something got flung.
Monkey shit.
Oh, boy.
All right. I am accomplished in my own right and have no desire to gain notoriety from this, which is why I chose not to be named. I am accomplished in my own right. We just supposed to take your word for that? Like, what? I was very clear that I had no desire for money from him. All I wanted from him was communication to figure out a parenting plan for our unborn twins.
Ooh, twins.
I don't want custody is a pretty solid plan. So, you know, but let's take it to court. Why don't we?
Twins.
He has refused to talk to me for a long time, with the exception of the occasional hurtful email. Which phone number and or email address were you using when he responded?
What a rough life.
Right, dude?
Like, do you ever get like a really weird looking email in your spam folder every once in a while?
Yeah.
Like,
you look at those?
Do you feel like writing
Don't click the link.
Do you feel like writing a Medium article because those things hurt you so badly? Like, what's her problem here?
I don't know, but the Nigerian prince didn't want to raise my babies, so I'm suing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, Clayton sent me an angry email. My life's ruined. Give me a break.
Okay, I told him many times that if he did not figure this out with me privately, I would go to the media because I thought that would get him to step up to the plate. Well, obviously in retrospect, we know that's not what was said. But yeah, okay. I'm coming forward simply because there has been confusion over whether or not Clayton sent the cruel text messages and emails that he did. Okay, so maybe this was a second post. Okay. whatever, it's not important. This is the first Medium article, let's put it that way.
Correct.
Okay. I've chosen to publish them here and will put my entire reputation on the line. How? You're anonymous. By saying that he sent
interesting.
Yeah, by saying that he sent every one of those messages. If anybody wants to claim that these were doctored, well, hi, Laura. I have the phone and email records to prove it. Yeah.
Well, number one, there were things that were redacted. Number two, there were messages taken out of the full communication context.
Right.
Now, you can be pedantic and say that doesn't mean you've doctored them, but you've taken things out of context and you've, hidden other information. That's a little deceptive.
She did send doctored images at some point, so I think.
That's true, but I'm just talking about the things
she
includes in this particular article. It's still
stupid,
a little disingenuous. Because we're not saying you took a word and replaced it with another word, but taking it out of context and redacting other information that is useful is a little bit suspicious.
Yeah. Okay. What was it? Where were we here? I was very clear. Blah blah. Okay. He knows better than to sue me for libel because the truth is a complete defense to defamation, and I am telling the truth. Sure. I first met Clayton on the night of May 20th, which is when we unexpectedly hooked up. I was not on birth control because A, I hadn't been sexually active since March of 2022, which we, were painfully reminded of in a later email, but okay. And B, my anti-seizure medication interfered with it.
Okay, now, unexpectedly hooked up, didn't she send him these salacious selfies or whatever?
He was high at home, and then she was like...
So... How unexpected is it if you're sending salacious selfies?
And the guy invites you over, and it's probably later in the night.
Yeah. Is it so? Oh, it's so.
Does she think we're gonna have fucking tea and crumpets? Come on now.
Maybe tea and scones.
Jesus Christ.
I mean.
Okay. In the days after, I told Clayton that I had been considering taking Plan B because I wasn't on birth control. In the end, I didn't. But that's simplifying it quite a lot because she kind of dangled it,
Yes.
She did it worse to Greg and probably to Mike, but I don't know. But she definitely did it to Clayton.
Also, if you're worried about it, call your doctor and ask them, should I take this?
Which hotline should she call?
Yeah, I mean, we know this is all fake anyway. It's none of it's true. But there are ways to clear that up and see if you should take it or not. You don't just kind of wait and see.
Yeah. If you unexpectedly hook up and the day after you're like, well, maybe that was a mistake. Why wouldn't you take it? So she says, in the end, I didn't, but she doesn't say why.
Right.
That's a red herring or
he didn't sign the contract. Isn't it obvious?
It's a red flag because
he already told her he wasn't down for anything more, it was a mistake, and he didn't want anything further to happen.
So this comes off as some sort of excuse, I did my part, but really there's nothing of substance here because you didn't actually take any Plan B.
Dewey says, I sent him some racy messages, and all of a sudden I was at his place where my clothes fell off.
Shocking.
Jim says, don't talk about dangling around at Laura Owens. All right. Hang on.
Are you going to get those protein bars?
What?
At the bottom of the page. You're going to get those protein bars? Oh, no, they're gone.
The question is, she's saying she was on birth control. No, she's saying she was not on birth control for two reasons.
Number one, he didn't sign the contract. All right. May 31st, I had a pregnancy test done prior to a medical test. What is that?
A pee test?
Okay. Yeah. So she's saying medical test, but really it's just another urine
HCG test.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what does medical test mean? This is another thing where she uses language to try and make it sound like she did a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So but in essence, there's nothing of substance there.
Yeah, same kind of test, just a different place, basically. Mm-hmm. It was negative. I was still concerned I was pregnant since, again, I wasn't on birth control and bought a pregnancy test the next day. On June 1st, I tested positive. That's a little sus to me.
It just doesn't happen that fast. It just doesn't.
It's a very fast positive test.
Yeah.
It doesn't make when you think of the cycle of ovulation and then the time it would take to miss your next period versus when they say, I mean, some of the tests now I know do it faster than they used to, but this is still just way too fucking early.
Yeah. What, 10 days is 10 days is early?
Wow.
Okay. On June 1st, I tested positive. I knew Clayton wouldn't believe me.
Why?
Well, okay. Probably because you only had oral sex.
Look, I'm studying this linguistically. Why would you say that? I knew he wouldn't believe you.
Right.
How you've talked to the guy about buying some houses and you had a night of fun and then he said he didn't want to see you anymore. How do you know he wouldn't believe you? This is just a crazy statement, which is really just a reflection of, she's just telling on herself, basically.
Oh, definitely.
Which is what all these con artists and liars do, these criminals.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if what she's claiming actually happened, why wouldn't he believe that it's possible she got pregnant?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So I had a friend who did something, and it was nothing like this, obviously, but nobody does this unless you're
Her name is Laura Owens.
No. Okay. No, I had a friend who did something I was like, this is obviously not true. And I confronted her about it. And the first thing she said was, "You won't believe me," but and I was like, yeah, you're lying. He came right out of the gate, just aggressive, I know you won't believe me or whatever. I'm just like, okay.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah, we don't talk anymore. All right. Let's see. I decided to go to urgent care to get a test done. I figured he would believe it if there was official medical documentation. Contrary to what many have said, it was not on that day that I learned I was having twins. All that happened was that I discovered I was pregnant. It might have been the day you decided you were having twins.
Yeah, I mean, you discovered you had a positive HCG test. Again, she's conflating HCG tests with literal clinical pregnancy. She's trying to make one sound like it is sufficient for the other when that is not true.
Right. And my opinion, I'm not a medical expert, but if she had ever been pregnant in her life before, I think she would con a different way. I think she would be better at conning this. So that tells me she's never been pregnant before. I believe she can't get pregnant.
Could be.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense. All right. I sent Clayton an email with the timeline and all of the evidence. I got this in response, which is proof that Clayton very much knew and believed that I was pregnant after we hooked up. And that is obviously not the case here, but I don't know.
Also,
you can really,
you can change what you think is true,
right?
Based on new evidence. So, for example, if you tell me you have $1 in your wallet, I'm probably just going to believe you because that's a pretty mundane claim. Now, if I actually get to look in your wallet, there's no $1 bills in there. I will change how I feel about that claim.
Right.
So it's fine if Clayton thought at one time or another that she was pregnant. But as he received more and more information, more and more context, he can change his opinion.
Hang on. So this email, you guys who are watching this probably can't see very well. It says, "I'm sending this email to acknowledge that I have received it. I will take a paternity test when the time comes for me to, but until then, I will not be interacting." I think it says interacting with you further, Clayton Echard. And so that's her proof, in irrefutable proof that he believed that she was pregnant.
I mean, who cares if he believed she was actually pregnant at one point or another?
Right.
We never got the proof we actually needed.
No.
Once she filed her court case. So it's a moot point.
We did not communicate much after that for several days, not for lack of trying on Laura's part, I'm sure. But I did get this message from him, and this is a text.
I sent 100 messages and I heard nothing.
100 messages.
Oh,
and
dear.
only from 7 different phone numbers. All right. This is the last time I will communicate with you on this matter. I would like for you to get an abortion if you are pregnant with my child, which I still don't believe, but it really doesn't matter either way. If you do not, that's your choice. Then in that case, if it ends up being my child, I have decided that either you'll take 100% custody of the child or it will be put up for adoption. I will not be raising it in any capacity.
That's how much he doesn't want to be in her life.
She took this man to court for a parenting plan. Like, what the fuck? And also, it spells it out right there. I still don't believe.
Yeah, like, he's pretty measured. If this is in response to like 100 text messages, and this is the point, she takes this out of context. It's just like a text that appears out of nowhere. But if this was in response to 100 crazy text messages, this is perfectly measured and more rational than I would behave.
Let's put it to the test, Bruce.
Oh boy.
All right. He also spewed the following insults at me, and for those who doubt that he did, I have records to prove it. Yet she doesn't show the records. She copied and pasted some stuff. Mm-hmm. So who's to say that he actually wrote this stuff, number one, and two, that we know that he did write some of it, but it's totally out of context. And also she's like, look at this, it cuts it off. Like right here it says this is what you've resorted to. And then you can tell there's supposed to be something after that. So
yeah.
I don't believe you for a second. It's honestly sad this is what you've resorted to. You're embarrassing yourself at this point. You need to seek professional help, and I hope you will do so to take a deep dive into addressing all this trauma. None of this is like that insulting, by the way. Or
also, it's true.
Yeah. I hope you understand how sick this is of you to try and pull on me. You want me to stress about wondering if I impregnated you for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Laura, she forgot to redact her own name there, by the way.
Yep.
Laura
that's a great catch.
So much for being the anonymous woman.
Well, and Clayton was the one who released her information, right?
Oh my god. That is great. That's great that you saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Laura, ask yourself why you're doing this. Please reflect now. Why are you subjecting another human being to this? You're trying to destroy my mental state, but that pain you feel, don't place it upon someone else. But to try and bring someone else into it all is just cruel. And I legitimately hate you right now. Like, none of that is really offensive. Yeah. Maybe the last one out of context, but like, dude. Oh God, there's more. Okay.
You've made someone you only met a few times and they're like, oh, I hate you. Like, who cares?
Right. Then
so
just
what?
Like leave them be, move on with your life.
Yeah. Bring the haters. Come on.
You've made my life so stressful since I've known you, and if you decide not to take Plan B and in the wild event that you are pregnant, I would hate you even more. I mean, that's kind of funny, but okay. All right. My hatred will only grow if you decide to put me through all this. So why are you doing this, lady? My animosity would last a lifetime, and that's not something either of us want to subject ourselves to. This sounds like my sister when she's hangry, honestly.
I have a question for Lauren. Do you think Laura knows exactly why she is doing all of this to all of these people?
Maybe. I know. I mean, I think she knows that she is doing it. Mm-hmm. As far as why, I mean, there's the why of like, if you want to get into like her like psychology or whatever, but then there's the why of why she thinks she's doing it, which is like, seems to be mostly like kind of vengeful and controlling. But, you know, do I think that she's doing it because she wants to control these people who rejected her? Yes, I think she knows that she's doing that, and she thinks that's why she's doing it. As far as something deeper than that, I don't know if she can really understand that. No, I don't think so. Mm-hmm. I don't think she has the kind of self-awareness, and she doesn't reflect on things like that.
Mm-hmm. Do you think she wants to be like this?
Yeah, because it's worked until now. So,
because I mean, think she's like an alcoholic, for example, who maybe doesn't want to be an alcoholic, but they are at a point where they have to be, and they can't not be that way.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
No, she could stop if she wanted to.
Is she too old to change?
No. If she wanted to change, she could, and she.
I mean, it's a legit question.
She has chosen not to, despite many opportunities to like go to therapy and actually go to a psych hospital and get some help or something like that. Like, but she seems to have foregone that kind of thing. So
even
if
people are, I have a question. Like, even if people want to do that, do you think everyone is capable of doing it, even if the want and the desire is there? Or do you think that some of these things are so deep seated for people that they can't mentally overcome it or take it to that step where they're going to get help?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of that comes down to circumstances. So like somebody who might have the same kind of problems, obviously it's going to be in a less sophisticated context. They might not have the resources to like get the way, or maybe nobody's going to push them, or they're not going to be forced to go to any sort of thing like that. But I feel like if you are in this kind of situation where you have like everything at your fingertips and you could go and like you have everything is available to you, then yes, I think that everybody who has those kinds of resources, I think they have the ability, yes, to do that. As far as like, so say we're talking about like personality disorder and stuff like that. As far as like some of the clients that I see a lot, which is like primarily homeless people and stuff like that. I mean, you can give them resources to like go to therapy and stuff like that. But even if they try, it's like they can walk into a place and be like, okay, your first appointment is in 2 months. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I do think that a lot of that has to do with circumstance. And, but for the most part, people like this do not change because they don't want to. So. I mean, she'll always be like, she'll always have the same kind of, I don't know, like desire to lash out like that or like act like that, but she can stop herself if she chooses to. So, you know, she won't change in the sense that she will never have those thoughts again, but she could change in like the way that she would not act on them, I guess.
I ask because, well, because of the case, and I'm curious what you think about it. And also, I have an abusive ex who was an alcoholic amongst other issues. And I think that sometimes I saw the desire in him to want to change, but I don't know that he'd ever be capable of it, even if he went through, you know.
Well, treatment. Substance abuse like is a much different animal, so that's tricky, especially with alcohol. Like it's freaking everywhere. So, and you can even have it delivered to your doorstep. So, like that shit's hard, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, or like drugs, like street drugs and stuff like that for a lot of people who are like recurrently coming to the hospital and stuff like that. It's like you get them all, they're detoxed and they're ready to go and they want to do, you know, this or that and do better, but then it's like they have nowhere to go except right back to the place where they were getting their supply of drugs in the first place. So kind of stuff like that.
Thanks.
There's just a lot of it's just a lot of enabling, maybe not even on purpose. You know what I mean? Like not intentional enabling, it's just there. It's just there. Yeah. All right, hang on. Where?
Sorry to derail the conversation.
We're good. Even if a kid was present, I would not say a word to you. I would not acknowledge you. Can you imagine that? One thing about me is when I make up my mind for good, especially when it's rooted in anger, I don't sway ever. I am the victim. True. You're acting so irrational that it's scary. You can stop every last one of these consequences, and you're choosing not to because you have lost touch with reality. I mean, it's fucking hysterical how sad this is, and I'm pissed for allowing myself to even be bothered by it. You have lost your mind, and I hope you think about how terrible this is, that you would subject me to this. My hate is towards you and you only. I have decided I will no longer be in contact with you unless your mom takes a phone call with me. If she will not, that's okay, but then all communication will be cut off. And we saw how she responded to that.
So that's interesting. Why do you think he wanted to speak with her mom?
I think at this point he probably thought that, you know, her mom could help her and was not going to be
like a normal level-headed person.
Right. Not whatever the fuck we ended up with. But yeah.
Also, sometimes when you can't really figure out, like I was in a situation in college where we had a roommate who like wouldn't pay his rent, and he kept blaming the rental company. And we talked to the rental company, and the rental company had all these horror stories about this guy, and he had horror stories about them, and we didn't know who to believe. So we were strung along for months, like trying to figure out who do we. Oh, well, today we believe them. Today, the next day we believe them. Sometimes you need a third opinion, and you're just trying to find it wherever you can. So he may have just been trying to find more context.
All right. God is telling me this man will provide me with the clarity I need, as I have many questions, and those questions have turned into beliefs. Ones that have led to animosity and a complete lack of trust toward you. God told you my abusive ex who caused me to get epilepsy would be a better resource than me, and you could trust him more than me. Okay, so that's what she asked. And then his answer was the sentence there, God's telling this man will provide me clarity, whatever. So, Laura brings in religion and God periodically as a weapon, so that's...
So yeah, he's like saying he found out about Mike and he's gonna talk to Mike, right?
And she's trying to scare him off with he caused me to get epilepsy, even though we've seen other documents.
He's gonna be a better resource than me.
Where we don't know if head injuries from riding horses caused epilepsy, if she doesn't even have epilepsy, or if she got it from the Uber accident. There's so many different explanations floating around there. We just can't confirm anything.
Yeah. One of you might have sent this to me. One of you might have, yeah. Somebody sent me a link to somebody's post that pointed out that her being in a DV program at Barrow is taking away resources from actual DV victims. You know what I mean? So like further hurting that population by, like taking away
skewing results.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's crazy. I never thought about that.
I mean, that's very similar to all this when they call the police, when they call 911. They're wasting resources. File these court cases, they're wasting resources.
Even though they say they don't want to waste resources, they're doing it. Yeah. And they know they're doing it. I think.
Yeah. All right. I believe this is some sick game you play for attention. You better be serious about being pregnant, because if you're not, I'm bringing this all to light. People like you need to be held accountable. You can back off now if this is all a game, and I'll let it go. But if you continue any longer and it's a lie, I won't hesitate to reveal the truth. Well, she had her chance.
What is that thing that Gingras was saying that like Woodnick didn't file and give Laura a chance to whatever?
Like a safe harbor provision.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, how many fucking opportunities did she have to drop this shit?
Right.
There's
not
one.
enough.
Oh, well, when I was pro se, I just didn't know how to drop it. Give me a break.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's been pro se in enough cases. I'm sure she does.
Exactly. Or she'll go on fucking Fiverr or whatever bullshit and say, can you write this for me, please? How do I do this?
A Fiverr lawyer could tell her how to drop the case. She could Google it. I mean, come on. It's not that hard.
She could ask Woodnick. Could you imagine if she emailed Woodnick after the Gillespie case and she was like, hey, how am I supposed to drop this?
I know you haven't heard from the FBI yet or anything, so could you just let me know?
Circle yes or no if you're going to help me.
Will you be my lawyer? Yes. No. Circle one.
Will you be my lawyer?
Or those things with the paper and you do the thing and like, Jim's my boyfriend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What do you call that? I forgot. I know what you're talking about, though.
I don't know.
You just have to pick a number and then
kids would make those and write notes on the back and do all that. Circle yes, circle no. Nick knows what it's called. Nick knows.
What's going on, man? How's it going? Tell us what it is.
What are those things called? Cootie catchers? Yeah, that's it. Nick has had his name in a cootie catcher or two.
A paper diamond? Wait, I just have to say, I Googled what is the folded thing you make in middle school.
Oh, no.
And it says, people also asked, what is the folding paper thing called? And it says, art.
Jesus. Hey, this isn't paper mache.
This is the pinnacle of society right here.
This is a diamond-shaped fortune teller.
It's all downhill from here.
All right. My personal hell would be having to have you be a part of my life. The desperation is something I hope you can address. I'm living in fear of having to be associated with you for my lifetime. You will bring nothing but pain and misfortune into my life. You're manipulative, obsessive, and display narcissistic behaviors. And then there's a big space there for something, maybe a page break or something. But I don't have any empathy for those that attack the mental health of others through manipulation, and then they try and play the victim card. Individuals like you that play with people's emotions are the worst kind of person. I've met many, been taken advantage of by many, and I'm sick and tired of playing nice with them. You don't deserve my empathy. You're obsessed with the idea of being adjacent to me, which is totally true.
The thing I was thinking is Laura doesn't even deserve to know his feelings.
Right. Exactly.
Like, yeah. I don't know. And I think Clayton is, what's the word? I think the word I was going to say might come off the wrong way, and I don't mean it that way. But I think he's a simple guy.
Okay.
As in, like, he's not emotionally complicated. He tells how he feels. You know what I mean? He's not playing games, is what I mean. He's not trying to get something. Yeah.
I think you've just described men in general.
I don't know, man.
It's very possible.
I'm from Florida, though, so I guess it doesn't count.
Those Florida men. So yeah, I really feel for him trying to reason with her and share his feelings here and trying to get her to understand how he's feeling, and he has no chance in getting through to her, and he spent this time and energy trying to get her to understand and share, and I just wish that he hadn't, for his own sake.
Right. I mean, it's got to be hard to navigate all that while it's happening. So.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I don't blame him at all.
After his litany of insults, I was surprised to receive these messages from him on June 19th. And I feel like we're skipping some stuff, but okay. If you decide to have the kid, then that is your decision. I will respect it. However, one of us will have 100% custody. There will be no joint custody. I feel strongly about this, and that decision is also final. I feel we need to have a face-to-face discussion. It's too easy to get upset via text, but in-person conversations are more caring and cordial. I believe this is exactly what we need, as texting hasn't been working well. So let's plan on 7:30. Okay, is that supposed to prove her point? I feel God is telling me we should meet up tonight, so yes, I'd like to do that. We should have been talking in person for most of this anyways. Texting isn't meant for meaningful / impactful / life-changing conversations, and I've known and learned that plenty of times. Shout out to the last 2 people who dumped me in a text. I'll text you. Thanks, guys. You were great. I'll text you when I'm heading back home tonight, but around 7:30 p.m. should work. All right. On that night, Clayton purchased a pregnancy test and had me take it in front of him. It was positive. Okay, so there's some debate around. Well, the debate is kind of not really a debate. We kind of know she's not telling the truth. There's some debate around whether or not he was watching while she took the test. I don't think so, though.
Mm-hmm.
Also, whether she knew he had this test before she went over there. I've heard that maybe she knew about it before, and then she's writing it as if it was some huge surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, mind you, this is also what she claimed she was going to report Clayton for to the county attorney. She said this was fraud.
To do
she
what?
She still fucking did it. She could have kicked him out of her casita.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, yeah, she didn't. She was at his place, but she didn't have to take it. I mean,
no, she could have just left.
Also, what kind of fraud is there?
Exactly.
Fraud is when you sell someone something they didn't. That's not legit.
Fraud is when you pretend you're pregnant and you're not. Fraud is when you falsify medical documents. Fraud is when you commit perjury. Well, that's not fraud, but
I don't really know what Clayton did here that was fraudulent.
Dweez, this is much more elegant than the message I would have sent. It would have been something along the lines of "fuck off, you crazy bitch," followed by blocking her. I think he did get to that point, maybe not with those words, but he definitely blocked her a bunch of times, and she kept getting new phone numbers.
Yeah, so. I mean, I do that to Lauren all the time, and I'm still here in the stream.
Absolutely. Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Missed you. Okay. He explained to me that he had a dream about his future wife and son. The woman was blonde and not me. I'm surprised she didn't dye her hair at that point.
You can get some Clairol. Come on.
He said he was attracted to ethnic women, not petite brunettes like me.
A blonde ethnic woman.
I mean, who is this? Jess Gerard is not exactly an ethnic woman, so I think
a Norwegian woman. What does she mean?
Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's twins.
I'm sensing a little
maybe it's burritos
embellishment here.
I know. Yeah, weird.
He said he always swiped left on women with children.
Because also Mike was into blonde women too.
Oh God.
Ooh.
So I think that she secretly wishes.
The projection is amazing. I mean, dyeing your hair blonde's a lot easier than wearing a fake moon bump around, so why not just get some hair dye?
Maybe it looked really bad.
Yeah, do you think she would look good with blonde hair?
I don't know, but I bet
someone did a Fiverr. She did a Fiverr, like, could you please make me blonde in this picture?
Ooh, Fiverr blonde.
I bet we got like 40 people in this chat that'll do it for free. So, no, it's not necessary. You're welcome, Laura. All right, anyways. He said that he always swiped left on women with children, not petite brunettes like me. He said that he always swiped left on... Oh, wait, no, she repeated that. Oh, no, I got the sentences wrong. Okay. And his biggest argument to end the pregnancy was that women would swipe left on him. He worried that it would impact his dating life. Despite this, we had a decent conversation. Okay. And decided we would consider giving dating a try for the...
Oh, Clayton.
Okay.
Wait till you're a little older. You can't... There's no one left if you swipe left on all the women with children.
Oh, God. All right.
Trust me.
I mean, I don't have a problem with women with children, so whatever.
Yeah.
Despite this, we had a decent conversation, decided we'd consider giving dating a try for the sake of the baby. We didn't know we were having twins then. You knew. He promised to be supportive and said that he would check on me every day. That lasted one day. On June 20th, I received these messages. Again, we have no context for that. We're not going to take her word for it, though. I'm sorry you're feeling sick. I'm going to try and give us a chance this week. I think he's doing what Greg did, which is just like try to play along to get her to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. I should not be drinking soda at night. Mm-hmm. I'm keeping an open mind, and maybe this weekend we can meet back up and see if it's a possibility to be into it. I'm really trying to have you feel seen and heard, so I want to give it a chance your way. At least at the end of it, I'll know I tried everything I could. Okay, so keep in mind, like, if you've somehow, like, if you're stumbling across this later on, you've never heard of any of this stuff before, she sent him an email basically saying, like, I'm, like, the safest person you could have sex with since I'm already pregnant, and you'll believe me that you're the only one who could be the father if you sleep with me and feel how tight I am after not having sex for 2 years. And it was something that was read out loud in court, which was just... But you know. by our favorite.
Well, this will get awkward.
Yeah. Right.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Laura could make herself blonde. She photoshops all of her photos. Good point. That's a good point. Hey. All right.
I would have run from the tight email. Doesn't sound comfortable.
No way. Okay. An hour later, Clayton changed his mind, but this text confirms he knew that the test was positive. Okay, shut the fuck up. But all right.
Also, why did she think you're so much tighter if you haven't had sex in 2 years? Do you think she Googled that? Like, are you tighter after not having sex for 2 years? Like, why does she?
I think if she had Googled it, she wouldn't have written that.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just so like. It's such a stupid thing to say.
I think she Googled it, but she Googled it on Pornhub instead of actual Google.
What is it? Pornhub for virgins or something? Like, oh, I guess. Well, no, I get it now. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Oh boy.
She obviously didn't look at Reddit.
I was gonna say, why are they watching someone be celibate? I don't understand. I get it now. Okay, we're good.
Oh boy.
I guess nobody in Texas will ever figure that one out. Anyways.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Everything's banned in Texas. I'm sorry.
Banned or bigger?
Well, how would you know if it's bigger? It's banned.
Bigger and bander.
You can't see it.
Because you just, you go around back.
You gotta cross the border into whatever state to crank it to weird fake pregnant ladies now.
Arizona.
I feel like Lauren is our mom and we're the kids who are like always like going off track, and she's like, okay, back to what this stream is supposed to be about.
How do I do this? I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Huh?
Like
a kid
to
their sibling.
Nice.
Right?
See, okay, so I don't see you as a liar anymore, but that doesn't change how I feel about proceeding forward. I can believe you're telling the truth, but I still stand firm in not wanting to pursue anything further with you. That is what I'm choosing to do. Cool. Take that and go away. On the very same day, he went from wanting to be intimate to this, confirming that we did indeed hook up. What is this weird looking?
It looks like
she covered
a top of some other message.
Yeah, she covered something with that.
She smeared it out.
She smeared it exactly.
Redacted.
You're acting like the victim, and that's the problem. I don't know why you are when I have said we can have discussions about what to do. You haven't thought about me in this or how it would affect my life once. Laura. Again, she forgot to redact her own name. Laura. I am the victim. You are trying to trap me. It's that simple. We aren't meant to be together in any capacity. My personal hell would be having to share you or having to have you be part of my life. I want nothing to do with you. God doesn't want this for us. I don't know why you think he does. You've never given me options. And then she redacts some pretty important information.
Do we have the unredacted version of that?
I don't think I do. I know. I know I don't. But
I imagine something like, "We never even did it."
Yeah, right. It was something about we only
Why else
had
would
oral
she
sex.
redact it?
How about we just take a pill and move on? This wasn't meant to be anything other than an intoxicated hookup.
Ooh.
And she highlighted that for some reason. But okay. You would think if one highlights something, they would really grasp what's being said and get the point, but I guess not.
Also, like, isn't she? I know there's been debate around her saying that he was high too, and then people saying, well, was he able to consent? But what was it? What the fuck was I gonna say?
Are you high?
No, well, I'm probably tipsy right now. I just finished my bourbon. So
Gentle Ninja's a THC version.
Nobody told me you were drinking bourbon.
Every time I stream, I drink bourbon.
I did not know that. How am I supposed to know that? I can't see you.
I need a drink.
You can hear it.
Be doing anything over there.
Well, this is true.
Bruce can't get away with shit though.
I need a drink.
But I guess like she knew that like intoxication was, I don't know, gonna have, or that like they were both intoxicated. So
she knew that he was high before she went over to his place.
Right.
So, and then she entered into that situation and said like, "Hey, I'm gonna get high too." So it's not like anyone forced her to do anything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Mine.
That's what I was gonna say. Exactly.
Nick says you need more wine, Bruce.
I know.
All right.
We got to get through this text though.
The fact that you were trying to make it more is sad. The desperation is something I hope you can address. So a lot of this is just like stuff that she pasted, but it's like in context here. You know how I feel about it. There's no further discussion. Go ahead and do what you're going to do. I've never had a say in it. I'm not living in fear because of the responsibility. And I'm living in fear of having to be associated with you for my lifetime. That hurts. You will bring nothing but pain and misfortune into my life, but I won't allow you to impact me. I'll rise above this like I have everything else. I'll find a woman that will accept me for my situation and we'll have a loving future. That will happen regardless of what you do, so go ahead and do whatever.
And this is all true.
Don't you think if I wanted to trap you, I would have begged you to sleep with me? That would be logical. So again, this from a woman who later claimed that he raped her, but has repeatedly mentioned that they did not sleep together or have any sort of, intercourse.
Exactly.
Asshole.
Well, I don't think she expected him to break up with her the very next morning.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, of course not.
So, of course, she's not going to beg him on night one.
That's the shortest, that we know of, I think, aside from maybe 2014 guy. But in recent history, this is the shortest, that her situation has lasted. Yeah, so I'm sure she was caught off guard.
He threw a wrench in the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get the Abel sentence from the? We're looking for the unredacted. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The fact that you're trying to make it more sad, blah blah blah. Okay, so I got to the end of that one. Yeah. What you have said to me is so awful and cruel that I don't even know how to address it. I haven't said what you've said I have. You had discussed having the dating conversation with me, and I thought that in doing so, it would give us time to figure out what to do and make a good decision. I never said that if it didn't work out, I would have the baby. Never. What? There's so much proof that she said that. Oh my God. No, there are texts that she sent, which we've seen, that say, like, basically, if they're not together, she's going to have the baby because she wouldn't be willing to get an abortion for someone who doesn't want to be with her or something, is what she's trying to frame it as.
Having the baby is if I don't hear back.
You've had a say in this the whole time. I never wanted to do anything but make the right decision for you, me, and the baby. I've made that really clear. Being a mom hasn't been in my plans at all. Really? Because you faked it enough times. And it's not something I want.
She talks with other guys about how badly she wants to be a mom.
Yeah. And it's not something I want.
You know, the ironic thing? The ironic thing is for how many of these fake pregnancies there are and all the court cases and everything. She never went out and set up a nursery and made a registry and bought baby stuff. And she never talked about what it's going to be like to give birth or have a kid or where the kid's going to live or any. She never thought about the baby other than a lever to use against these guys in a manipulative way.
And even talking about them in such a disrespectful way as saying something's wrong with it.
It's special needs.
It was never about any baby or any babies. They were just a pawn in this crazy game.
Yep. Well, let me tell you, I haven't felt like I've had any say. That's my perception, so it doesn't matter if you think I've had a say because I haven't had any. So accept responsibility for how your actions have been perceived. On June 21st, I received an email from Clayton with a theory that my anti-epileptic medications caused me to test positive. I disproved this theory, which you can view below. Didn't Dr. Medchill say, though, that some epilepsy medications can cause HCG to be positive?
Also, who cares if Clayton had one wrong theory? That doesn't mean that a positive HCG test is an absolute proof of a clinical pregnancy. So it's another moot point. It's a red herring.
Maybe she knows that she's not on anti-epileptic medication, so she knows that's not what caused it.
Exactly, yeah. Because she knows what did.
That does make sense. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to send over this message. I think it's very important. We are both aware of this possibility. Then he says, even after seeing a positive test, I still had doubts. Came up with a theory that could potentially be, and then she cuts it off and she redacts some stuff.
This is the important redaction right here.
Right. Okay. And it says, what I found upon researching online, though, that is worth noting is the effect of anticonvulsant medication on HCG levels. What exactly did this say? I can't remember.
The redaction in the middle is we only had oral sex.
Right, yeah. Okay.
And of course she leaves that out.
Yeah.
So basically, he's just showing her the research that he did. Also, something else I found interesting was the test you first sent me on day 11 and the test you took on day 21 with me looked identical as far as the test line goes. The test line should levels continue to rise. I think it says should get darker, but she cut it off. Due to the impact of the child inside the womb. I have attached photos for reference. Then it says day 21, and there's this picture. And this, what is this?
I mean, he's doing his best to try and figure it out. The instructions.
This must be day 11.
The test. Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. I was looking to see if they had the same smudge or something because I'd be like, did she just save that, save the test? But then again, he would have seen it without the line.
The top one actually looks darker to me, but maybe it's just the quality of the photo.
Yeah, it could be.
It's hard to tell without being in the same picture at the same time.
Hi, Clayton. Thanks for the email. I can disprove both theories easily. First of all, I was unaware that any anticonvulsant drug could cause a false positive, but placed a quick call to my doctor, who said that is absolutely not a possibility in my case because, one, she said it's extremely rare to happen at all, so that doesn't mean never.
So she's saying she has a female doctor for the epileptic medication?
Yeah, and it's not the male doctor, I guess, that she was seen through telehealth.
Who is this mysterious doctor?
So is she calling a female doctor who is not her neurologist then?
Is it her mom?
Right, ask about that.
I bet it's her mom.
God damn it. 2, I've been on the same dose of the epilepsy drug since 2017. 3, I also wouldn't have the side effects I'm having from the pregnancy if it was a false positive. What side effects? Finally, here's the time-dated and stamped photo that I sent you that day. And then that's the day that she sent the pregnancy test. I guess she had these two. May 31st, June 1st. All right, whatever.
Wait. Did she take that picture at the same time? Like, are those Photoshop pictures together, or did she take that at the same time?
It looks like one picture.
How long are you supposed to let a pregnancy test sit before it's invalid?
I don't know.
Does it go bad?
I guess it depends. She could have taken them 5 minutes apart if it's May 31st and June 1st. I mean, it could have been like...
Yeah, true.
But you're supposed to take it first thing in the morning to get the strongest result, like your first pee in the morning. So that's just interesting to me. If she took this picture on June 1st, well, what time after she took the June 1st test and what time on May 31st did she take that test?
Right.
Oh, the time of day.
Yeah.
But once you take it, does it go bad after that? Or
it does, but I don't know how long.
It's like if you make a nice schnitzel and you leave it on the counter, it'll go bad after a while.
Exactly. Yeah. Always eat me up right away.
Oh, dear.
It's like a COVID test. Like it'll be invalid after whatever, the 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
It's hard to read these, but I think I can pretty much tell what it's saying. I need to speed this up a little, so I'm going to skim past this.
Tasty.
You can just shut the fuck up.
No, don't do that.
We can't do that. That's not possible.
I can't. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. All right. On June 24th, Clayton emailed me saying he would pay for the paternity test, despite telling the press that he has said that I would be responsible for the full amount. I told him that I already knew that he was the father, and if he needed reassurance, he needed to pay. Dick. While Clayton claimed that he told me I needed to pay for the paternity test, you can see that was not the case. I will pay for 100% of it. You have my word. He could be talking about breakfast. I don't know.
Also,
getting her nails done.
What about the preamble at the beginning of this entire article where she's like, I never wanted any of Clayton's money.
Right, exactly.
Here she is asking for his money.
Yeah.
In the same document.
Jesus.
Wait. Hold on a second. Will you scroll it for a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Why does this say Exhibit 7? Had she already filed the parent for the parenting plan?
I mean, that petitioner's message responded regarding taking for... Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. Yeah.
I was going to say, that must be ripped from...
Because that was August 1st, right, that she filed?
I forget, but I believe you.
I think it was like beginning of August.
All right. This is okay. So this is just more of like the email from earlier.
So all I have to do is either take. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
All I have to do is either take 100% custody of the child or allow you to have 100%. Wait, am I reading it right? 100% custody. Joint isn't an option and it's never mandated. Just remember, there's scenario in which we raise the child together. I'll take care of the child if that's what it comes to, but I will not under any circumstance co-parent with you. Back the fuck off. Leave him the fuck alone.
Oh, God.
I'm starting to get the sense that Clayton doesn't like her very much.
Well, I don't think they're going to have kids together.
Where did it say that he wasn't going to pay for the test?
Yeah, there's a lot of redactions here.
I just didn't get the point she was trying to make in that last one. That's why I wanted to go up and read it again.
Yeah, so if you go up to that last page on the first email.
What, here?
Yeah, up.
Okay. There you go.
Because, yeah.
Well, Clayton claimed he told me that I needed to pay for the paternity test. Okay. Oh, okay. I mean, it could have been in another place or after this that he said she needed to pay for it.
Well, she was playing Catch the Rabbit with that too, where she was like, okay, we'll do it. And no, I won't. No, I won't. And then, okay, we'll do it. So like one time he probably did say that, you know what I mean?
Why does she even think this is a win?
Right.
Clayton said I should pay, but in actuality, he offered to pay. What an asshole.
Right, exactly.
What kind of win is this? Also, her claim, if he needed reassurance, he needed to pay. That's what she told him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But at the top of the whole article, she said, I didn't want any of his money.
She canceled his first
direct contradiction. This is insane.
Hang on. Where were we? Oh, this is the email. I can't believe she thought this made her look better, and she shared this to Reddit. The email she sent his parents.
None of this makes her look good.
No, but this is bizarre. Like this is just
also I have word that she had to do some serious digging to find his mom's email address.
Oh yeah.
I believe it, yeah.
That it was like not found easily just with like a simple Google search.
Oh, for sure.
So nuts. I've reached out to Clayton's parents several times but received no response several times. That is not something you should be proud of. On July 2nd, I even invited them to an ultrasound. What was she going to do if they said yes?
She's just going to cancel it and find another excuse to say why. Like, I have COVID. Oh, the doctor was sick. They could, whatever. She would have found any reason.
Oh,
Clayton's parents were part of a plot with Greg Gillespie and Greg Woodnick to have me repeat.
Again, tons of redactions here.
Mm-hmm. What are you hiding, Laura?
Mm-hmm. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Echard. Do we have an unredacted version of this somewhere? I want to see that. On Thursday, Clayton said that if I provided him with additional information, such as the date and time of my next ultrasound, he would be able to be cordial. I gave it to him and invited him, but I have not heard back. I was lucky enough to get accepted to see a high-risk specialist. This lady, called a hotline when she claimed she thought she might have had a miscarriage, and she, went through telehealth stuff, never got a real sonogram, but sure. Okay. On July 24th at 9 a.m. for an ultrasound and hour-long consultation. I told Clayton he was welcome to go and that I wanted him to, and even offered to change the date and time if it didn't work for him. And if it did work for him. I explained to him that it's a referral-based practice that does not accept patients without medical records. Okay. Including verification of the pregnancy and test results.
Do they verify the medical records?
They verify that they exist or that papers were sent, but they're not going to say the records, she probably sent them the records which said or included whatever she wanted it to,
right.
Which may or may not be real. So
right.
All that means is she gave them something.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Did they verify it?
Right.
Mm-hmm. She's always building these houses of cards and trying to pass it off as something more sound than it is.
Including verification of the pregnancy and test results / notes from a specialist to prove that there is a condition that requires a high-risk obstetrician, my neurologist about my generalized epilepsy in my case. So those notes are probably about as real as the ones from the doctor who said she had ovarian cancer and her boyfriend needed to be nice to her. But okay.
I also just want to remind everyone that she refused to give her phone over as evidence in the paternity case.
Right.
Ooh.
Right. So I sent him screenshots from my patient portal to show him proof of the appointment and the records they received, and then a big redacted section right there. Even though I've gone above and beyond to prove to Clayton that the pregnancy is real, nothing is enough for him to be civil to me, even though he claimed weeks ago that the test I took in front of him that was positive was sufficient.
Again, conflating an HCG test with actual clinical pregnancy in an OBGYN doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
And he never said it was sufficient. I don't think that's what was said or conveyed by him.
Yeah.
At no point was he ever like, okay, you're pregnant, let's do this,
She took the miscarriage photos on 7/23. This email was sent on 7/2. Okay. But there was some more up here that I could have sworn.
In July.
Yeah,
he was saying that the appointment was supposed to be on the 24th so that she could say, when they came to come, to go to the appointment. Oh no, actually, I miscarried yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, though, she didn't end up using those photos because she got to extend her plan.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Also, those photos are proof of nothing.
They're proof of Photoshop.
Probably. Yeah.
I've taken the initiative to contact 3 different labs to organize a prenatal pregnancy test. Sorry. Organize. I think she meant paternity test there. Blah, blah, blah. I'm very financially stable and want absolutely no money from him.
Very financially stable, but I'm going to claim bankruptcy and say I don't have money to pay my fees.
Right. Want absolutely no money from him except what's required by law. So I hope that you hold yourself to the same standard there.
Oh, required by law. That's an interesting.
Yeah. Well, I bet she's going to get every cent he's required to pay her by law, which is absolutely fucking nothing. So
she's like not signed up for the next horse competition. And I think because they cost like $4,000 to $5,000 per competition.
Yeah, how would that look?
Exactly. Right? And especially now that she's being investigated by the county attorney, I think she doesn't, or has been advised to make sure it doesn't look like she's got this money to be spending on extraneous activities.
Yeah.
That she knows people are following, especially.
Jeez. All right. All I want is the support he promised to provide me with. Well, he told you a million times he wanted nothing to do with you. So I'm under an immense amount of stress and have developed high blood pressure and have here we go again, and have explained that this could cause the baby to be born with developmental issues, which I know we don't want. So this is what she does. She tries to manipulate people into giving her what she wants, because if you don't, the baby might be special needs and it'll be your fault.
Yeah.
We saw her do this with Greg. I don't know if she pulled that with Mike or not.
Yeah, she uses the exact same bingo cards. She just changes where the squares are each time.
If it's all 4 corners, a straight line, diagonal.
Yeah.
I don't think she claimed that though with Mike.
Gotcha.
She didn't. Amy Lynn said, Schnitzel, did she finally claim bankruptcy? She did not yet, but that's 100% what she's going to do to avoid. That's what they meant by saying she's judgment proof. It wasn't the June 10th hearing judgment. It's like the having to pay up judgment, that she's going to do whatever she has to do to not have to pay that money, which includes bankruptcy. Because once that happens, I mean, I don't want to give her any ideas, but I'm sure she already knows this. The investigation stops into the her financial background. If she claims bankruptcy, it's just like, okay, well, I guess there's no money there. This is all done then, and no one can do anything about it.
They can't raise.
There's no fraud in bankruptcy.
I mean, I think that it would be really difficult to prove that. It's one reason why insurance companies are one of the only types of companies to like pay out money. If you sue them, if you sue other people civilly, it's just always very difficult to collect.
Okay. And then right after this, with all that being said, the purpose of this email is twofold. One, I wanted to show you how much information Clayton has been provided with me to verify the pregnancy. Here's the Dropbox. She sends them the link to the Dropbox as well.
She says she didn't post, that she didn't share.
Yeah. Well, she definitely did.
Yep.
And then you can tell that again that she took some stuff out, because there's got to be a next number here and there's not. Based on how he has treated me, I don't want him present at the ultrasound and appointment on July 24th. Hearing the heartbeat for the first time is sacred to me, but I know it means nothing to him, since he has not had the courtesy to respond to my invitation to be there or even change the date and time. Either or both of you or your other sons are welcome to be at the appointment if you would like.
Like, can you imagine if like one of his brothers went and then she's like, oh, actually I got pregnant by him?
Dude. God.
Bizarre.
I know it's an important event and I want people there who feel the same. It's not a baby shower.
Wait, hold on a second. They met for like a fucking like high hookup. Then he broke up with her the next day, or like ended things. How does she know he has siblings?
Dude, I don't know. Maybe they talked about it when they were doing their real estate dealings and stuff, like small talk.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know though. That's interesting to me, because that would like if they didn't talk about that, if they didn't talk about family during that, then that would prove she did some research on him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she absolutely did that. She's telling on herself.
I believe
that. Or watch the show like she said she didn't. I know it's an important event, and I want people there to feel the same. I just didn't want you guys to not feel included just because Clayton is no longer welcome unless he drastically changes his behavior and shows some respect.
Jeez.
God.
And they never responded to this. They never responded.
So manipulative.
I discovered I was having twins after that. In mid-July, I decided to hire an attorney to act as a middleman.
How did she discover she was having twins? Why wouldn't you put that ultrasound in here?
See how she does this? She just sort of hand waves over it and moves on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, ma'am.
Anyway, so after Grampy and Law didn't respond, I discovered I was having twins. In mid-July, I decided to hire an attorney. Clayton would not communicate with me directly. He told the lawyer that he thought I was on weight loss drugs or fertility drugs that made me test positive, and still to this day, I think some of us believe that.
It's a reasonable hypothesis.
Right. I offered for him to attend an ultrasound appointment. You just made it very, very clear that he was not welcome.
And also, horse tranquilizers were mentioned by her to Mike. They were. That she had taken them before. That she was taking them during their relationship. So her bullshit story of like, I never said that, it's just not true.
Can I get one?
Let's ask her if they help.
Oh boy.
I think they make you pregnant, so be careful.
Oh dear God.
I'll take the risk.
All right. Yes, I will tell him. I also proposed if he didn't want to see you in person, but wanted to talk to your doctor, what about being on the phone or by FaceTime? His response was, how would he know you weren't just in some random place with someone impersonating a doctor?
And this is a thing with Greg too, that FaceTime call that may or may not have actually, I mean, I guess we've looked up Julie before, right? But like, we don't know if she knows Laura, if they were friends, if they're in cahoots. We don't know, like, that conversation Laura claimed that happened after Greg hung up. We don't know that that's true. Well, I think we do know it's not true, but you know what I mean? So that's interesting that Clayton points out the exact point of like, how do I know it's a real doctor? How do I know where you actually are?
God. Sadly, that's how far his doubt/paranoia goes, and he acknowledges he is paranoid, but he just believes it's justified. As I said, maybe the only way he's able to process this at the moment. Yes, your best bet is to enjoy this process with your village of people who will celebrate in the joy with you and who love and support you. This is like weird too. Like, this email is just weird.
Yeah. And she had sent him like the 400 emails and text messages, right? At this point,
I don't know when they were all sent.
It had to be before.
It had to be some of this before. Yeah. So
this is July. I mean, she filed August 1st.
He's been inundated with this.
Right.
Of course, he's going to be paranoid.
At least hundreds by now.
I mean, of course, he'd be insane not to be paranoid at this point.
So like they're talking like it would be crazy for him to think that like she's faking being in a doctor's appointment, but also keep in mind he only had oral, like this woman did oral sex with him, and like she's saying that she's pregnant. So why wouldn't he be paranoid?
And that's his truth. She can claim whatever else, but that's what he believes. That's his truth. And so yes, you would be paranoid about that.
Yeah. All right. On August 14th, Clayton sent me this and then went dark on me for days, telling me that he was heavily under the influence and not attracted to me sober. God damn it. I mean, he's just telling the truth, and you won't take no for an answer. So what's he gonna do? You know,
right?
When I say I would,
there's nothing like offensive about that. If it's the truth, it's the truth.
I mean, it's harsh, but I'm starting to get the feeling that Clayton's not that into her.
He's just not that.
I don't know. I'm getting a signal from somewhere. This doesn't seem like he's into her, I guess.
When I say I would communicate cordially, I mean that I will talk about the parenting plan and the financial side of things. I won't ever hold you.
Okay.
Okay, so this is like back in like a couple pages back when she was saying like he said he would communicate and like he wouldn't. It's because she won't stop saying this kind of crap. Like he's like, I will talk to you about this, and then she tries to push it further and further outside his boundaries. So again, she makes it look like he just snapped and changed his mind, but no, she pushes these buttons until these guys say something that she can then
that she can use it against them in the future because she's
and also that she can like take bits and pieces of it and like kind of like it's like a written Frankenbite.
She's always trying to get these guys to snuggle. Maybe we can get her a weighted blanket.
Or hire a professional snuggler.
I'm scared.
That guy's getting sued. Good luck.
Well, we have to make it be a woman.
That lady's getting sued. Good luck.
Hold on. I offered, all along, I told Clayton I wanted to do a paternity test. In fact, I offered more than 50 times to take it in email and have the messages to prove it.
And of course you do.
Finally, he agreed to testing. Well, the only time he didn't agree before was because you wanted him to like be in a relationship with you, or you wouldn't do it. So,
right.
Yeah,
she forgot to put that in there.
Geez, Laura, you only sent him 50 emails. How about 75? I mean, why stop at 50? You underachiever.
Okay, so hold on. So this email, so this is proof that she canceled it because it's from her. It says, "Hi, unfortunately, Clayton Echard has refused to take the prenatal paternity test that I had scheduled at Exam 1 in Phoenix. Can you please cancel it? All the best."
All the best.
And then they say 3 days later, "Good morning,
Thanks.
We have canceled the test and refunded the $725 back to the card." So, like, that's proof that she reached out to RavGen, because it says RavGen Inc. right here, and she canceled the test.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't cancel it.
Right.
Her claim is sort of like, well, based on the way he was treating with me, I thought he was canceling it. So I'm
right. What would have looked better is if she let the appointment happen, he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
And then she has that to prove.
Yeah. Except he was going to show up.
No, of course, but
yeah.
If this had actually happened the way she said, like things were happening, that would have been the way to do it, to prove like I paid for it, he didn't go. Not, well, I canceled it 3 days before because he told me I was ugly and not attractive.
Right. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh no, not this again. Okay, can one of you guys read these 2 paragraphs?
The only person I'm hugging is Brett from RavGen.
Okay, I gotta fix something real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. What is this? The top? Are we at the top?
Just the top 2, or these 2 paragraphs up here, or 3, whatever you want to do.
Clayton's behavior caused me to be borderline S-word twice, simply because I have felt panicked about raising twins on my own. All I have wanted is communication and a plan. Like, yeah.
Also, you can't blame the S word on someone else. You have to be accountable for someone else could be a total fucking asshole, but they're not making you feel that way. Like, if someone is like the things they're doing are like, if you are feeling that way in response to them, then fucking cut them out. Don't interact with them anymore. Do
you think she puts the word borderline in front of it to sort as like a get out of jail card so that it has impact, but it's not serious?
Yeah, exactly. She'll touch on them here and there, but not actually claim that full thing.
Okay, where were you?
Sentence.
I got to all I have wanted is a communication and a plan.
Okay.
I still don't have another drink.
Jesus, dude.
Go get it. We'll read and you go get a drink.
Yeah, go get it. Go get it.
Very good.
I explained this in emails to him, which I will not post. Yeah, okay. Due to the very personal nature of them. So it matters when it's personal to you.
Exactly. She'll redact her name, but not, well, she forgot, obviously. Yeah, exactly that stuff. Like, but she'll post
Laura. Who the fuck is Laura?
This person's anonymous. Because of the information this is how everyone found it, right? Because of the information she put in the post, I was able to find her. Because of what she said, not because of what Clayton said, not because of what 1,000 Redditors said, because of what she said. So congratulations, Laura.
All right. See. All I've wanted is communication plan. Okay, where did we get? Not personal issues. Okay, I presume that as a suicide prevention advocate and the father of our unborn children, he would be able to help me. What? He's not your fucking doctor. I needed reassurance that he would help care for them, and he could not provide it. Or what? You'll hurt yourself?
He said he would care for them if it was 100% him and she wasn't involved, if he had to.
Clayton knew that if I took my own life, I would be ending the lives of our unborn twins. This is so fucked up. Yeah. I truly believe that is what he wanted, as it would solve all his problems. She's basically saying that he wanted her to off herself.
Right.
She is saying that. Clayton was also supposed to meet up with me 5 days prior to our early resolution conference, but he has not responded to my emails trying to organize this. Clayton claimed I was obsessed with dating him, which is not true.
It's true.
It's totally true.
I emailed him to clarify this after the Sun article came out. The Sun article, which you contacted the Sun, yeah?
And like 15 other places.
Saying, I do not want to date you. But like in big letters. I had not seen The Bachelor.
That makes it true. All caps makes it true.
I had not seen The Bachelor, and if I had, I never would have chosen him as my realtor.
Oh, give me a break.
Except we know this isn't true because on her Instagram for fucking dogs.
Oh, yeah.
She posted, now, okay, granted, she didn't post that she watched The Bachelor, but she posted that she watched Bachelor in Paradise. Who the fuck would watch Bachelor in Paradise if you haven't seen Bachelor or The Bachelor?
That's true. Yeah. Unless your girlfriend is making you watch Bachelor in Paradise and you've never seen The Bachelor.
Well, yeah, but she has no girlfriends. Come on.
Yeah.
I've told him many times I would take a lie detector test to prove that I had not seen his season. But yeah, where are you going to schedule it? Are you going to schedule it and then cancel it a bunch of times?
Like, what a weird point to litigate too. Like, who gives a fuck if you've seen the show or not?
Right.
Like, come on.
Right. Also, I mean, like, she could have just seen a commercial for it and seen his name and not actually watch the show.
Mm-hmm. It was very clear she knew he was the Bachelor because you're never going to go to LinkedIn and find a realtor that just started a month ago and be like, oh, this is the realtor for me. When you have a connected family that's already purchased real estate, there's no chance.
Exactly. Why didn't she go with the person who helped them get the house in the AZ house that they had?
Yeah, or some other
ask
referral.
them for recommendation. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They'll get a referral from one of their friends out there. You know, I mean, there's no way she's just going randomly to LinkedIn and you somehow magically Wheel of Fortune land on Clayton Echard.
Right. And the other bachelors that she interviewed or did the gym class with, like, I mean, she's aware of this show. She's aware of people.
They were at the radio station. She submitted audition tapes.
Right.
I wish I could see those.
Come on.
Can you imagine how much life that would give all of us if we could see?
This is reminding me, guys, if you are in the chat and you have not hit the like on this stream yet, and you like the thumbnail that I used, please hit the like because Laura will try to have this removed for copyright because she doesn't like that picture. So she tried to have all my videos using this picture removed, and I will be using only this picture from here on out.
Which picture? The red sweater?
Yeah, the red sweater.
Where is it?
Red sweater, she says, is part of a stalking campaign. I'm part of a stalking campaign.
That highly photoshopped version of her looks nice.
Right. And so, like, I'm trying to be, like, you know, at times respectful. So
there are a lot worse pictures we could choose, Laura.
Right. So I don't use those crying photos that everyone else likes to use, even though they're kind of funny. But, like, I don't use the crying photos except for one time when somebody else made me a thumbnail because it was a good thumbnail. And I was like, oh, thanks. I have never myself used the crying photos, like created a thumbnail with the crying photos. And she's like mad. So
bizarre.
Yeah. But yeah. So that was a giant fail on her part. Let's see. I do not want to date you. Sure you don't. Okay. After he started to display deceptive behavior in a real estate transaction, I finally searched for him on YouTube and watched 3 clips of him sending Susie, Cabby, and Rachel home. To date, that is all I have seen.
Okay. Wait, did he send Susie home? He didn't send Susie home.
It was kind of vague, like what happened there. Like they might have edited it in a certain way that made it kind of confusing.
I thought I read like in an article that she chose to leave.
She pretty much dipped out.
I don't know.
Operating on the assumption that the person here is being truthful, which of course she's not, but operating on that assumption, you could see why she would think that, I guess.
I mean, you know, she's just sort of glossing over. She's just summarizing here to make her point.
Are the names spelled right? Do you guys know? I don't know.
I think so.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly
so I was just wondering, I mean, I guess those are traditional spellings, but I was thinking like, you know, if it was like Gabbi or Rachel or something like, and she knew the spellings, if she'd only seen like 3 like short clips of that. And to me, that would be like, oh, well, she follows them. She knows who they are. She knows the spellings.
I bet she watched this thing over and over again.
On a lot of the Bachelor YouTube clips, they have, you know.
Also, Susie is single now. She just broke up with Justin. So, Susie, call me.
I saw that. He has a rooster, Susie. Okay.
Is Justin a Bachelor person?
Yeah, he was on Katie Thurston's season.
They
started dating after she broke up with Clayton a while after.
Okay.
All right. So if I'm missing anything or someone doubts these messages from Clayton, I am happy to provide any records needed to prove that I am indeed telling the truth.
Any records that I made.
Yeah. I will put my entire reputation on it.
Okay. Well, you did, and you're a fucking liar. So there we go.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you? Finally, Clayton wrote on his response to establish paternity that he did not want to give the children his last name or be put on their birth certificates if he is found to be the natural father. That is his right.
Mm-hmm. Written by Anonymous.
Written by Anonymous, that's right.
Who doxes herself twice.
Yeah. Shocking.
One follower.
She's probably following herself with Laura Owens.
Who are these people?
Oh, yeah, right?
Oktoberfest girl.
Ooh, who's that?
What would happen if I followed her and she saw it?
Wait, what? What is going on?
Nothing, I'm just boosting her algorithm a little bit. I hit the follow.
Oh, dear.
You can't see it here. I forgot to change the tab. Hold on.
Oh, 6
so
followers?
There are 6 now, including me.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Who are
hold on,
you?
hold on.
I subscribe to Chase J. Jones.
I added Chase J. Jones on LinkedIn, but he hasn't responded to my request.
We've all been very interested in Chase J. Jones.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Now, do we think... Can I say Napkin Lady's name?
Yeah, go on.
I'll just say her first name. Do we think Karen is following this? Because she's been made well aware of everything that's going on. So do we think that she's following it?
Who made her aware of that? You think they did, or?
Oh, I know that multiple people have made her aware of the case and the ruling and ongoings. Laura Owens.
Well, here's the thing, if that lady was on the airplane and she thought she heard something and she wrote a note and then she went and did a affidavit saying, yeah, I heard some things on an airplane and I wrote a note. And then all this happens. If I was her, I would just shut the hell up. I wouldn't say a damn word, because if she saw what she saw and she thought it was legit and she wrote a note and she wrote an affidavit to support that, then you're done. I would just be done with it, because I wouldn't want to get dragged into the middle of anything.
Well, that's why so many people aren't speaking up, because we know there are a lot more victims, and not romantic necessarily, but that's why, because no one wants to deal with this fucking needle in your side.
I get that for sure. So if Laura or her mom had done something nefarious, I think people should come forward. But I feel like if this napkin lady was on a plane, she saw something, she wrote a note, she did an affidavit, from her perspective, it's all true. Even if all this other crazy stuff is going on, she doesn't have new evidence to present to the lawyers. So why would she say anything? I think she should just, go
you definitely make a good point. But do you think that she's following it? Do you think she cares, or do you think she's just like, well, that's what I saw, and God is my witness. This is, this is what I saw, and I'm gonna leave it be.
I really don't know. It may be that if she's, retired and doing other things, maybe she doesn't care to spend the time, even if people are emailing her. On the other hand,
I also know that her husband.
On the other hand, maybe she's just sitting there watching every single video every day, going like, "Holy crap! Look at what I was adjacent to."
It could be. And I mean, even Dave Source, who said I believed Laura up until I saw these particular videos of yours, and wow, my mind is blown. I can't believe this.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to me to think about these people who have been victimized by her, or people who believed her at one point, if they've come across the case, if they've come across any of this content that's 100% reliably proving her to be a liar and a fraud, including in the court of law. what do they think? Are they following it? Are they surprised? Are they just like, I just want to leave her out of my life. I don't want to like think about her.
They should get some of those people for the doc.
It is interesting, yeah, because if, you know, the section of timeline that involves Mike is prominent in like this documentary or documentary series, she would be an interesting person for them to interview.
Yeah, and to get this like this outside perspective. We have, you know, people always say there's like 3 sides to a story, right? Which I tend to lean towards Mike's as being like the truer side of, you know, if you have 2. But it would be really interesting to get her perspective. Like, what did she hear? What did she see?
Yeah. So I guess we'll find out maybe.
For sure. All right, guys. I gotta call it because it's almost 11 p.m. and that is past my bedtime. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight, and we will see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
See you guys. Thanks for having me.